What's up guys, Chasing Lamely here with episode number 22 of Welcome to Wroxham. In today's episode we have a little transfer special before we go into season number 3, our first season in the Southern Premier League, which is where we've been assigned after promotion. So we're moving on up, and we've got some new names coming in, some old faces have disappeared, did a little bit of an overhaul, it'll be fine. Like, subscribe, ring the bell, I'll see you on the other side. So, as I said in the intro, we are in the Southern Premier League Central, which I think is the division below something or other. I'm not sure how this works with promotion-wise, and it's not what I used to know, but they renamed everything and I got confused. So, promotion from here would be the National League, presumably North or South. Well, it will be North or South. I think North, actually, because teams from Suffolk and Norfolk tend to go into the North, if I'm remembering correctly. Our first game of the season is going to be against Coventry United in the Regional Challenge Cup. We'll play that on Monday, because today we've just got to go through transfers. So let's see who's gone, let's see who's come in. There's going to be some surprises. So we'll start by talking about the outs, I think, and Isaac Vinay is one of the guys who left. He was one of those guys I brought in very early on, thinking he was going to be a star for us. Never actually played. He went on loan to Loughborough Dynamo. He is now playing for Gibraltar Lions, joined them on a free, so didn't really make the grade with us, unfortunately, but hopefully he'll get a nice little career now he's gone back home. So I'm doing maybe an abridged version of the outs because I sold a lot of players, like almost half the squad, because I had a lot of dead weight in it. So we'll just go through the ones who you actually know, I think, just to save time. Callum Taylor has joined Linfield in Northern Ireland, his native Northern Ireland. I know he was our first choice goalkeeper last year, which is going to scare people a little bit. But I got £5,000 for him, which at this level is a really, really good amount of money. He's going to be their second choice goalkeeper, which is something of a thing. You know, we'll let him enjoy his time as second choice goalkeeper at Linfield, but he wasn't going to be good enough going forward. I brought in a couple of great new goalkeepers to replace him. So we'll say goodbye to Callum Taylor for now. Maybe he'll come back if he develops, but I don't think he will. I think he's hitting his potential. And another big out is Kit Elliott, who was something of a star for us while he's been at the club, but I couldn't turn down the offer from AFC Fylde for him because somehow AFC Fylde have come up with £10,000 to bid for a guy, and we have sold him for £10,000. He would have still played this season, he's still a good player, but we're not in a great financial position, so I couldn't turn down the money, and £10,000 is going to make, it's a drop in the ocean if I'm honest, but it's going to make a little bit of a difference to us. It will keep us in business a little bit longer. And I figure at this level you can replace almost anyone. So when they bid for Kit Elliott, I took the money. But he's been great for us. Definitely a club favourite, bit of a club legend. In fact, I've made you already. I keep his history after retirement. We'll keep an eye on him, see how he goes at Fylde. We may even come across him again if we get promoted. Ollie Murch played a couple of games for us. That I think we watched both of the games he played for us, funnily enough, but he has gone and joined Hinckley Leicester Road, that's what they're called. They paid £1,000 for him, and I don't know why they paid £1,000 for him. I'd have given him to him for nothing, but they offered me £1,000 and I took it. So I don't know why that's a thing, but it is a thing, so we'll go with it. We also released a bunch of players, the biggest one of note being Jason Jones, who was a youngster we had that played a couple of games, scored a couple of goals for us. He left on a free and has joined Hullbridge, apparently. Is he just on trial at Hullbridge? And he's not sure. I'm guessing he's just on trial at Hullbridge. It does say on trial at Hullbridge there. Yeah, he's gone to Hullbridge on trial. They were one of our rivals in the division last season, but I think actually he'll probably score a lot of goals for them. So he's done quite well, but these are he's the last of the players who played that have gone. So let's go meet some newbies. Having said that, before we get there, I forgot about the whole transfers across 2 pages because of the summer refresh. Harley Black joined Biggleswade on a free as well. He was decent for 141 games, scored 12 goals. He was our free kick specialist when we got here, and he didn't really get many games last season. I say that. He got 32 games last season. I was the first season. That's right, he didn't play last season at all, and then he joined Biggleswade, and that was the end of his career with us. Shame, but such is life. We'll move on without him. Now let's go meet some newbies. So the first of the new signings who will at least play this season is Nathan Harness, who joins us from Charlton Athletic. They released him, but he's had quite a good little career. Let's have a look at his career stats here. He's a goalkeeper, 24. He's played for Charlton, actually, in League One, so that gives you a sign of how good he is. Started his career at Stevenage, had a loan at Dunstable Town, which I think was the division below us, then played for Billericay in the division above us, Welling in the division above us. He's had a good little career, a good little run so far. He's only played 31 games in his career, but he's coming to be a goalkeeper. He's coming to probably be first choice, maybe second choice. I haven't decided. He's been playing second choice in pre-season, but I like this kid. I think he's got some potential, probably not a lot of potential, but he'll at least keep us going for a little while. Josh Walker comes in as a striker / right winger, and he's 26 years old. He has a picture, which is always good. It's always a good sign when they've got a picture. I signed him because he's quick. We like quick, especially at this level, and versatile, and I think will give us more options up top. Previously played for Dagenham and Redbridge, 57 games, 11 goals for Dagenham in the National League before they released him. And he came to us, which seems like a big drop down, but he obviously believes in the project or something. I don't know how we spin that in real life. But he's played for Barnet as well, lots of National League appearances, was previously with Hendon, which I think is at this level. I think it's one of the leagues, sort of concurrent leagues. Also played for Wealdstone in the National League South after coming through Fulham's ranks. So he's had a good little career. He's had 39 games, 143 goals. Quick math tells me that's a goal every 3.5 games, give or take. Which, if we're playing as a winger, I'll take. If we're playing as a striker, probably not so much. Although if we look at his stats as a striker, he is actually pretty decent there as well, as a poacher, advanced forward, etc. So we've got the versatility to do what we want with him, really, and hopefully get some good performances from him. Our other new goalkeeper, who has been first choice in pre-season, is Harrison Fulks. He joins us on a free from Derby County. He's had a weird career insofar as he started off at AFC Wimbledon, fair play, good stuff, presumably then joined Hull's youth team. Had a loan at two loans at Pickering for 45 games, and I guess they went okay. Then Hull released him. He went to Derby County, didn't play for Derby County, got released by them, joins us. Got to presume someone somewhere saw some potential in him. If we look at his report, though, I think what impressed me most about this guy was that he's a good player already for most teams in the division above, which means he should be a solid goalkeeper at this level. Now, one thing that came up a lot last season was a lack of quality at centre-half, and I didn't really want to bring in an older player, but I brought in 30-year-old Adam Jackson, who was released by Lincoln City. He's a stopgap, really. He is rated as being a good National League North and South player, so pretty alright as centre-halves go, although you'll see I have actually massively improved our centre-halves since signing him as well. But if we look at him as a purely stats-based exercise, he's good physically for this level, got some good mentals for this level, and he's not too shabby in the key areas for defending technically. So I think he'll be okay for us for a little while. He's very tall. 187 is about 6'3" or 4. He's quite big. So he'll be a good addition to our squad. We'll probably play some football, has played in pre-season. We'll keep an eye, see if he improves our team. He also loves playing in big matches, which could be quite important down the line. Joining him at the back is going to be this fella, Aaron Barnes. He's 27. I signed him because he can play on both sides of the defence, and he was decent enough to fit in somewhere. If we look at his coach report, it will tell you that he's a leading player in this division and potentially be good in the division above, which, hit or miss because he is, as I said, already 27. Likes a big match, though, so having those players who can come in and enjoy a big match is always beneficial. In terms of his career stats, joins us from Maidstone United, having been released there in the league above. Previously played in the league above for Welling, for Dulwich Hamlet. He had a little bit of time at Colchester, which I think bodes well. Had a little bit of time as well on loan at Torquay, but also came through, played at Charlton, like one of our other new signings, originally an Arsenal Academy kid. So potentially he's going to be really helpful to us as someone we can bring off the bench just to give us versatile options and maybe make a difference in a big match here or there. We also signed a third goalkeeper, which is absolutely wild to me because we haven't had a third goalkeeper in quite some time. He'll go on loan, I think, to develop. I think this is our long-term prospect for the future. It's Luke Campbell. He's 18 years old. He was released by Chelsea, so of course I snapped him up. Why wouldn't you sign up a guy released by Chelsea? Currently able to play in this division, which is nice, but potentially has the ability to play in the National League, which is also really beneficial long-term. Third choice for now, but I think long-term this is our guy. I think we're going to add him to a development list as soon as I can. In fact, I can't add him to a development list because he's not on a contract, which is good. We'll make it work. We'll figure out a way to get him some game time. Maybe he becomes our official cup goalkeeper until he develops. We'll figure it out. But Luke Campbell comes to the club, should be a good signing. Another player with big club experience is Albert Eames. He comes to us from Watford. He can play at centre-half and at right-back. And again, we love the versatility. We love the fact that he can do that. He's got some really good physicals for this level. I mean, maybe a little bit more suspect when it comes to his technicals and his mentals, but he's 18 years old. We've got time to develop him. He's not on a contract. If it doesn't work out, we'll just get rid. But, I mean, the coach is saying he's good enough for this level and potential for the level above. So that will help us quite immensely as we go forward, so we'll keep an eye on him as well. Another centre-half coming into the club is Caelan Casey, who was released by West Ham, and West Ham have a bit of a history of producing quality players. I think this guy's going to be really big. He's even bigger than Adam Jackson. Solidly 6'5", good big boy, that's what we like to see. Centre-half, proper defensive centre-half stopper, actually. We don't really use a stopper. I think we'll probably use it mostly as a ball-playing defender, which he does quite well. And again, you've got a strong player there, good in the air, really good mentals for this level, quite good technicals for this level, lots of potential to develop, and he's with us for a couple of seasons. So hopefully, I say a couple of seasons, for a season on contract on £100 a week. So hopefully he will become the star we need him to be. We'll see how he develops. But just in case he doesn't develop, alongside him on a non-contract basis, we have Kevin Aduani, who has come from Nottingham Forest. More of a traditional hoof the ball at the pitch kind of centre-half, but we look at him as, say, let's look at him as a central defender on defensive. Good strength, not great in the air for a centre-half. Kind of a weakness we need to keep an eye on for him, but he can tackle and he can mark. And if only he could cross, I'd be thinking he'd be good as a full-back. I mean, he can't pass, so defensive midfield is out of the question. But he's got big determination. He'll develop. We'll keep an eye on that. He's already at this Southern Premier player who is quick, so that's always good. One for the future, maybe? Well, big question mark. And because there's some big strength in depth, and because he had a picture, Blaine Rowe has joined us. He's 22 years old and a right-back. Pretty good right back for this level, leading good National League North-South player currently, and a leading North-South player potentially. Also loves a big match, which is great. But this guy's got some experience in professional football, which was a big draw to signing him. He played 4 times for Coventry in the previous season, only late sub-appearances by the looks of things, because he didn't get an average rating, but he did play 4 times in the Championship last season. And previously had a spell at Ayr United, where he played 3 times in the Scottish Championship. So you've got to think he's probably a decent player, a decent little player who can do some big things. And again, another lover of a big match, so hopefully he'll come in when we need him to do big things. Is learning to play centre-half as well, which might be a mistake because he's not that big, but he's okay in the air. So we'll see how that goes, see what we can develop him into. Now, I expect Louis Marsh to be a very big player for us this season. He's a central midfielder / attacking central midfielder. Always good. He has incredible vision. He's going to create some chances for us this season. I can feel it. Apparently he's injury prone, which is a slight worry, but we'll get there when we need to. But he can pass the ball. He's got a good first touch, good technique. Decently fit despite being injury prone. Likes a trick or two. We like that in a player. Determination, bit suspect. We'll have to see if we can mentor him. Career-wise, joined us from Sheffield United. He also played in the Championship last season and has a cup appearance to his name. But again, both late sub appearances, so let's not read too much into it. He could have been just playing for cover, essentially. They could have just had an injury crisis when he played. He is currently able to play in the league above and potentially able to play in the league above that, which makes him a really strong member of the squad and someone I expect we'll see play quite a lot of football. Now, joining him in midfield is a player who has been around a little bit and will be around a little bit on the field. Joe Starbuck can play as a right wing back, a right winger, a central midfielder, a left winger, and does a decent job of covering at right back, central attacking midfielder, or up top, which we love the versatility. He's 22 years old. His main attribute is just being stupidly quick, which is stupidly quick for this level, relatively stupidly quick, and working hard. Has some good determination and has some big potential. He is currently a leading North-South player, so you'd think he's probably going to absolutely tear this league up. Again, loves big matches, which is great. Could improve slightly is what they're saying. Good stuff. In terms of his background, his career, well, he played for Cambridge last season on loan in League 1, had 21 appearances, did pretty well for them, whilst on loan from Sheffield United, and has previously played in League 2 for Grimsby Town. So I would say this kid is probably too good for this level. I don't know why he's here. I'm not going to turn him away. Hopefully goals will be forthcoming from this guy, and if they're not, hopefully assists will be. Now, I didn't forget about left back, of course, and Mursad Ali has come in, 18 years old, joins us from Leicester. He has the ability to be quick, to tackle, crossing, decent enough for a fullback at this level. It's got to be said, his mentals, though, are really where it's at. That big determination score means all of the rest of this is going to go all the way through the roof, you would think. If we have a look at his report, he is already a North-South standard player and potentially League 2 standard. Quick, determined, versatile. That is what we need to see. Injury prone, not what we need to see, but this is why I've got a deeper squad now. And he's here until the end of the season, so hopefully we'll get some good performances out of him. We'll go up and he'll want to stay. Although just in case Mursad Ali is not the answer at left back, I've brought in a versatile left back, Henry Jeffcott, 20 years old, 6 under-21 caps for Northern Ireland, including 3 this season already. Joined us on a free from Arsenal. Love the fact he can play all the way across the defence. That gives me a lot of confidence in him as a player. Also love the fact he can tackle, he can mark, he can pass. He's the kind of player I'd look at converting into a defensive midfielder. I'm not going to lie here. I think I'd look at converting him into a defensive midfielder. His physicals could use work, which is part of the reason I think something like a Segundo Volante would be really good for him. It's a bit of a posh way to play at this level, a bit of a luxury way to play. But if we can turn him into a Segundo Volante, I think we get some good stuff. I say that. He does have the vision for it. Ooh, that's tempting. Already a North-South standard player, potentially National League, like proper standard player. Performing well in training, well balanced mentally. Technique could use some work, and athleticism, as we pointed out, could also use some work. But I think I'm going to try and get that defensive midfield role out of him as well, just to give that extra versatility, just to make something of him. Because I apparently can't resist signing Northern Irish under-21 internationals, I also picked up Michael Forbes from West Ham when they released him. He's 20 years old. He has 3 caps and a goal for Northern Ireland at under-21 level. He is a centre-half. He's mostly a stopper, which I've never used as stopper. I don't understand it. Let's have a look at him as a defensive central defender, where he should be doing. He's got that pace that we like. He's strong. He is good positioning-wise, really good mentors for the most part. His determination could use some work, but again, we can mentor him into good things. Good tackler, good header, good marker, absolutely enormous footballer, which is helpful. Quick math tells me 6'3", 6'4", but he should be pretty decent for us. If we look at his report, you would have to say, got to play regularly for us. National League North-South standard already. Potential National League standard, really consistent. Can't help feeling this is our ever-present guy, as long as the injury proneness that we keep seeing crop up doesn't become an issue. Again, this is why I've got the strength in depth, because I signed a lot of players who had injury proneness, and I thought, I'm going to need rotation options. We'll get some rotation options. He's with us for the end of the season. He's costing us £150 a week. He needs to play, and he needs to play well. Now, you were probably worried when you saw I'd let Kit Elliott go. I replaced him like for like, really, with Terrell Pennant, or Terrell Pennant. Pennant, he has come from Leicester City. I think he's, in real life, this guy is related to Jermaine Pennant, but don't quote me on that. I think he is. Either way, he can play anywhere in attacking midfielder or up top. He has some good pace for that kind of job. Decent determination, good flair. These things down here that work great, the teamwork, they could use some work as well as positioning. Decent technique though, decent technicals all round except for finishing, which is why he's not going to start up top very often. It's got to be said, I'd have to be in trouble for him to start up top. He has been playing in the CONCACAF Olympic qualifiers for Jamaica though, which tells me there's something about this kid. Never played for Leicester though, which tells me maybe not anything about the kid. I'll find out, we'll figure out. His pro is flair, versatility, already good enough for the league above, potentially good enough for 2 leagues above. Balanced personality, good speed, working well in training. Second nationality, I don't know why that's a pro. I mean, I guess his second nationality is probably English, which is why that would be a pro. He's not a team player though, doesn't do teamwork, and again, injury prone and likes a card. So, we'll keep an eye. He could be in and out of the side, but again, £150 a week. We've got to get something out of this kid, and hopefully if we do, what we get out of him will be big things. For good measure though, I signed Atto Ampar. He's from Ghana, and he played for Chelsea before he joined us. 3 caps at under 20 level for Ghana. This guy is obscenely quick for any level, and can play almost all the way down every side of the pitch, which gives us that versatility box ticked, which we love to see. His mentals, not great, does need some work. He's 18 though, they'll improve, and his technicals could definitely use some work. I'd say maybe he's our guy who comes off the bench when we need just a pacey player to annoy tired legs rather than a starter, but we'll see how that goes for us report-wise. We're already saying he's good enough for the league above, and again, potentially League 2 standard, quick, versatile, doesn't have an injury proneness stat. That's always good. We like that. Hopefully, that's a good sign. I didn't forget about the potential need for a striker though. I've signed Chinonso Chibueze. He was released by Chelsea, and he's a striker. 7 under 20 caps for Nigeria, 1 goal, but he can play all the way across attacking midfield. We are, of course, mostly interested in him as a striker because that's what he was signed for. Though apparently he's better on the right wing. We'll make either work, I think, because look how quick this guy is. This guy is a big game player. He is a quick player. Good determination, means he'll improve. We'll probably get some money for him when we sell him on, which hopefully we'll get to sell him on, or keep him till League 2. Whichever works for us, I don't care either way. Again, needs some work on his techs and his mentals, but he's got the physicals to make an impact for us. He is already good enough for the National League North-South again, and potentially for the league above. Again, injury prone, so we'll not bank on him, but we'll get what we can out of him. But Chinonso Chibueze, I think he's a good signing. I like him. So Chelsea released a lot of players who were weirdly willing to move to Norfolk, and another one I've signed is Josh Achiampong, who is again Ghanaian, not playing in their own 20 side, which is suspect, but you know, maybe they've got a lot of good defenders. Centre half and a right back, again, that versatility, that speed, that stamina. It's going to be a good player for us. I don't know if it's a Chelsea thing, but his mentals and his technicals, again, need a lot of work. Maybe that's a thing to bear in mind before I just sign players who get released by Chelsea in the future. Injury proneness as well. That's a question mark, but can already play at the level above and potentially can play 2 leagues above. Again, another player, 3 leagues above. I will do that math right. And he's playing well in training, so hopefully there's something to offer from this kid. Never played for Chelsea, but that's fine, because he doesn't need to be Chelsea standard to be good enough for this level. Mohamed, so good they named him twice. He joined us on loan for the season from Barnet. He's 17 years old, and he is from Sudan, which is a rarity. I signed him just because I wanted some extra depth as a striker. He's played 3 times for Barnet, scored a single goal in, I think that's the National League South, yeah. So last season, still the league above, that's pretty good. At 17, he's got room to develop. He's only with us for the season. We're not paying anything for him. But he does give us that extra strength and depth. Can drop back as an attacking midfielder if I need to. So, good all around. I think he's going to get amongst the goals for us this season. So I felt like I needed more experience and I needed more coaching staff because I had an extra spot. And Emir Hughes filled both spots. He is 30 years old. He's played 11 times for Wales, got a single goal for them. That's pretty good. He's had a good little career, Amir Hughes. He can play as a defensive midfielder, which is where he'll mostly be playing for us, I think, but also versatile enough to play across the midfield as a whole. His physicals are declining because he's in his 30s. That happens, but his mentals are going to make him a really good mentor for other players. And his technicals, I mean, they're, you know what they say about class being permanent for this level, that is ridiculous. He's played 154 games in professional football. This is the first time he's played in non-league. He was in League 2 last season before he got released and played 25 times, which is probably in fact, no, he didn't play for Colchester last season, played for Colchester the season before 25 times in League 2, but still, a sign that there is something there that can help us at this level. He's a good National League player still, which is, you know, I think offering him a coaching job swayed him to come here. Previously played for Colchester and Ipswich, so no strangers to the area. Played for Ipswich in League 1 and I think the Championship. 5 games in the Championship. They spent £250,000 on him just 7 seasons ago. I mean, that's impressive. And so is 5 games at Championship, or 13 games on loan to them before that. Previously played for Cardiff in the Championship, played for Huddersfield in the Championship. Had some time at Wigan. Wigan paid £2.5 million for him in the Championship when they signed him from Manchester City after a loan. This guy's career is obscene. Had a loan at Birmingham in the Championship. Had a loan at Northampton in the Championship. Never played a game for Man City. Sad, but also, you know, okay. Good National League North-South player, so good enough for the league above. Very injury prone, but, you know, at this age, I don't care. And in terms of being a coach as well, it is worth noting he has some development to do as a coach. He's not really there yet, but I felt like having this guy just here. By the way, the hidden attributes, they're on because I had the editor installed. You probably noticed I have the editor installed. That's purely installed because last year people kept asking me about adding extra kits. I forgot that popped up immediately on this skin with the hidden attributes. That's not good. There's probably a way to get rid of that because that's going to make signing coaches a pain in the arse otherwise. But yeah, it was just there because people last year on last year's save kept asking me about updating kits, and I couldn't figure out how the kit editor works. But the editor itself does have a kit editor in it. So if you see the status screen, I have used the editor to add some new kits because I just wanted to keep things fresh. Don't panic. I'm not cheating. I feel like I have to say that I'm not cheating. I just have the in-game editor because it's the best way for me to update kits as and when I need to update kits. Just one of the awful side effects is that I have pop-ups for hidden attributes that I have to try my best to ignore. Very frustrating. Really frustrating. There must be a way on this skin to hide them. I think if I hide the editor, it gets rid of it. Let's try that. Let's try going into the preferences. Let's try hide editor because that will do that. I was literally just updating the kits. That's what's happened here. Let's go to profile and staff attributes. Does that get rid of it? It doesn't. We'll have to live with it. Annoyingly. Or I'll change skin. I'll figure it out. One way or another, there's a way to get rid of that so it doesn't, you know, so people who are new to the channel don't think I play with the hard mode or the easy mode on. That's the way forward. Anyway, now I'm done aimlessly clicking while I talk. Yes, Emma Hughes, new signing, good stuff. I think, as I said, he's going to be our sort of bottom half of the key. That's what I'm looking for. Let's look at more players. And one of those new players that has signed is Narcís. He is Spanish and joins us from DAM in Spain. DAM are, weird thing for me to know, DAM are the official works football team for the Estrella Beer Company. There you go, there's a fun fact. He just kind of popped up whilst I was looking through random players. He was in the under-18 squad for Spain. He hasn't played for the under-18s for Spain, but he was in the under-18 squad for Spain and didn't have a contract. And I thought, we'll have a bit of this kid. Why would we not? He played 25 times for DAM in the Division d'Honneur Juvenile, which I have no idea what level that's at, but it's probably equal to or higher than this one, which is all I needed to know. Report-wise, he has that good consistency, that team player, that bravery, can play at this level and could improve a lot, which is very vague. I don't like it. Low determination is going to hamper him. He's lazy in training. I mean, these are not things that bode well, but I signed him because he was a Spanish under-18 international, and that felt like a good move, so that's what I did. So talking of changes to the kit, it was really bothering me that the home shirt we had in-game wasn't matching the one on the thumbnail. So what I've done is I've changed it to match it. In fact, now I'm looking at it, I was just having a little tweak and I realised I missed something with the kits. See, I'm showing you my work, my background work, just so you can see what I actually used the editor for. It was really bothering me that the collar wasn't contrasting. So we're going to go with this. The V is the closest I can get to that kind of chest stripe the shirt has in real life. But we're going blue on white, white on blue, blue on white, and then we've got this snazzy black, blue, white third kit, just in case we play a team that wears blue and white stripes, because I have a feeling that's going to come up, because I know we've got Macclesfield in our division. I have a feeling they play in blue and white stripes. So that's going to be a thing. That's why I added a third kit. Anyway, so that is kind of a bit of a preview of the transfers, of what's going on. Have a look at the actual season preview, which tells us that we are 91-1 on to win this league. So no pressure. There's only two players in the Media Dream 11 that don't belong to us. One is Aaron Quito Diawa, who plays for Kettering, and the other is Carl Stewart, who plays for Northwood. So we're absolutely slapped this league. We have got questions. One thing I did want to highlight, though, because you know how the game likes to reshuffle people? The Southern Premier Central is traditionally, if memory serves, the South but not London part of this triumvirate. I think the Isthmian League is the London part. The Southern Central League is kind of the South, Midlands and below, and then you have the Northern Premier, which is the North, right? I think we're all agreed those are vague, good guidelines for where teams in this division should be from. Question. Bury is in Greater Manchester. Bury is not by any means south. Likewise, Macclesfield is in Cheshire, and you could argue Greater Manchester as well. Definitely not the south. I don't feel like those teams belong here. I don't think they belong in this league. I think they're probably going to get bankrupted by the travelling. I think Stourbridge. Is Stourbridge Birmingham or Stourbridge Greater Manchester as well? That's a question I have. I have a feeling Stourbridge is somewhere North Midlands at the very least. My brain is saying Stoke Way, but I don't know why. Anyway, my point is, this reshuffle hasn't necessarily gone well. And to demonstrate this as well, let's have a look at the Northern Premier Division, which probably has a few more. See, most of these teams are distinctly in the north, I would say. There's no one who jumps out at me as being... There's a few teams who jump out at me as being south of Manchester, like Stafford Rangers. Stoke is definitely south of Manchester. That's definitely a thing, so there's not an argument you couldn't fit a Manchester team in there. Stalybridge is also... Is that Greater Manchester or is that Birmingham? My brain fails me. Local rivals are Altrincham, so they're going to be Greater Manchester, so that makes sense. See, the whole thing doesn't make sense. I know some of these teams are further south than... I think Sporting Calsa might be south. See, that doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense how they've shaken out this. I'm hoping we won't be there long enough for that to keep bothering me beyond this season. So we look at the ISIS League, which is traditionally like London, Essex, Kent. Would have made more sense for it to be in here, but at least they haven't got any massively jumpy LE. This team is from far too far north. Not really. Those teams are all where they should be. It's just very confused. Very confused. Anyway, I've realised that I've been rambling. This episode's gone on way too long for a transfer special. We don't like that. So we're going to wrap it up. Thank you for watching, guys. If you stuck with me through all of that, then God bless you, because I was losing track of myself. So thanks for watching. Like, subscribe if you'd like me to be more random again for no apparent reason. And I will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you very soon. Have a good one.